before I head out on this 2-day gig to Georgia. I'll be the DP. Before that, it's time to get a new board. This thing is gonna be a little wave machine. Quad with the Machados. So walking downtown, some random salon, and I'm looking inside. They have aperture 300Ds, maybe 120Ds on stands with lanterns, and they have a bunch of them throughout this. They spent some money. Yeah, they have 2 at the front. So as the house hunt continues, we looked at a few properties today. But this is why I really love living downtown, is because we get to go to these cool places that are nearby, happy hour, amazing food, amazing views, and I can't afford to buy a house in this area. My pre-approval is only for houses that are priced outside of here, and I don't know if I want to rush into giving this up, because this is a really cool experience I've never had before, and it seems really unique and special.
So it really doesn't matter what the start date is.
Driving, not flying up to Atlanta, which is really nice because Adam and I get to have some really in-depth conversations about where we are in life, career, business opportunities, things we're leaving on the table. These are what I really, really enjoy when I get to work with peers and colleagues, is getting into the nitty-gritty. In a hot, muggy gas station in Georgia, the beautiful thing that Adam scheduled is today we have no work. I was like, what are we doing? He's like, just getting there, hanging out by the hotel pool. So I can handle that. So remember those sunglasses that I bought on the Mini Cooper job? Well, I already lost them, so might need to find some new ones. This is why I only buy cheap sunglasses. I cannot hold on to them. Those are yours. You have the good ones though. So this job is what's known in the news world as a feature package, meaning we're gonna go in, we're gonna grab the story from the interviews, and then we're gonna grab B-roll to put over top of those interviews. If you wanna see a very high level version of this, Dave Winters, Cranky Cameraman, just put out an amazing video where he breaks it down. It looks like he's got 3 cameras on set, but he did it all with one, albeit it's a Burano. But that is great for research. I don't have anything to bring. Let me show you. This is what I brought on this trip. So the equipment fee is not figured into my day rate. The amount of stress reduction versus rate reduction is way out of whack. Like, this is great. You are watching something incredibly uncommon, and that is a conversation between 2 filmmakers that is authentic. There's no ill intention behind it. It is purely sharing the numbers. What are your goals? What are the hurdles to get to those goals? In fact, one of the main things was, how can we scale? Is there an alternative route than the one that everybody else does? You know, the traditional route. Well, if I scale into a bigger production company, then I can walk away from the camera and become more of a manager, and then bring in more crew, employees, subcontractors, and I can offer work simultaneously as other gigs. That is not what I want. That sounds like much more of a headache. I would rather find out different routes of scaling. And I think it's going to be through this YouTube channel, because I hold my filmmaker meetups and I'm able to see the impact that each one of those has every time I'm there. So I've done them in Orlando, I've done them in Atlanta, Dallas, San Francisco, and each time I go, I create an Instagram chat. And that purpose is to make the connection live on after I leave. And it is so successful. The biggest, most active one I have is Dallas. Those people are throwing jobs around at all hours, sharing insight, and it's the same for the Atlanta, and San Francisco's growing, Atlanta's growing, and it's helping everybody in that chat grow. I can't tell you how many times I wake up and I see someone frantic, help, I need to fill this position. Does anybody know anything about this role or whatever? Someone does. Someone comes to the rescue and they all help each other collectively. In fact, I'm really excited that I held my Atlanta Filmmaker Meetup, but now there's going to be another one. So the crew that was there on that day has decided to continue their meetups. It's coming up August 9th, very, very soon. The Eventbrite link is in my description, and you guys can meet with other filmmakers. I won't be there, but that is the benefit. I don't need to be there because the community can be self-sustaining. So I'm very excited to see these chats continue to move on, and I know there is so much more on the table with this YouTube Plus community, and I don't know what that big type of thing is, but I'm going to keep exploring and finding it because I'm able to bring people around the US together, and that can have a lot of impact. The next one I'm working on is in New York. It'll come up shortly. I'll figure that out, and you've heard me mention it before, but I'm going to get my newsletter going. That way, everybody can have all the details and the locations for all these meetups, and just be able to move together, move with assistance, move like as a unit. I mean, as someone who is an introvert, I do not like having to depend on people. I like to make actions by myself. However, there comes those times where I do need help, or I do need to source another crew member in a different place, a different location. And when that problem arises, it is so nice to be able to call upon a community. At this point, I can always find someone now. If I don't know them, I know someone who knows them. And the same thing comes back to me. If someone doesn't know me to hire me, they know someone who knows me. So the more I can push that way, the more things get done. And as much as I love doing day rates, I want to have something else building, growing, and that I can just have fun with.
I'm dripping sweat. It's so hot out here. It's like Florida, but without a beach. It's a thumbs down.
So there's tons of ways to scale. Of course, you have the people who are offering courses, digital products, community memberships, and I think all of those have their own value. I've taken part in purchasing those as well. But I'm interested in the collective conscious. What are you guys doing to get to the next tier? What does that next tier look like? Because I think there's a ton of different options. And most importantly, I think networking is the most valuable. So if you're in the Georgia area, come out to that filmmaker meetup. Then word of mouth, networking, that has been the biggest propellant to my career.